The UPF has been working with thousands of ambassadors for peace from all walks of life to create a new approach to peace building.
Now is the time for us to look for a new paradigm of leadership. We need to find something to anchor us back on earth. And if there is going to be an anchor, it must be based on faith.
We go beyond the boundaries of country, color and creed, bringing together the world of politics, religion and civil society as we strive to resolve age-old conflict.
This organization has shown its desire to pioneer some innovative thinking and propose many worthwhile initiatives to advance peace.
The Federation is talking about actual peace, the inner peace and love. It is beautiful.
On issues of conflict, the political resources only is not sufficient. The spiritual dimension is instrumental.
You can't deal with many of those conflicts by simply looking at the political side of it. You have to engage religious leadership in the discussion about how to solve these problems.
In the Middle East, there's this huge misunderstanding between the three Abrahamic religions about whether they worship the same God, whether they have the same values, whether they should vilify and demonize each other. And maybe a UN Interreligious Council, if created, could do a lot of good.
The real reason we need this Council of the United Nations is that there is an important spiritual and moral dimension to all the major problems that face our society.
This is actually empowering the religious communities to bring questions of ethics on the table.
Maybe politicians can stop wars, but then ending a war doesn't end the seeds of conflict. I think it's religious communities perhaps can help the work of reconciliation and forgiveness.
There can be no peace among nations unless there is peace among the religions. The Philippines and I proposed this global interfaith dialogue here at the United Nations, and I was so delighted because Secretary General Ban Ki-moon said he will give it his all-out support.
Most of the world's people follow a major religion, and so the relationship between religions is of vital importance.
If you talk about the fundamentals of Christianity, the fundamentals of Islam, the fundamentals of every faith tradition, we will find that the core values are the same. What has gone wrong is that we have developed a kind of a nationalistic feeling around our religious traditions.
When you talk about religion, if people become fanatic, if people start rejecting others rather than accommodating, that's the problem.
Religion's principal purpose is to advocate brotherhood of men, and if you are brothers, you don't fight against each other, you have to live in peace.
UPF convenes leaders from diverse sectors of society to address issues that affect our lives.
The International Leadership Conference has been presenting the core values and principles and programs of UPF.
The UPF and its principles of peace and conflict resolution have really much to contribute to the situation in the Balkans. Its peace initiative has principally taken the form of a substantial program of peace education among key leaders in the Balkans.
One of the most important questions we examine is what exactly causes conflict?
We want to try to understand, is there a fundamental cause which is at the root of all conflict? And I'm reminded of the expression, the heart of the human problem is the human heart.
I really don't believe in trying to contain violence with force. It has to be contained with love, with forgiveness, and stick to the idea of he is my brother, she is my sister, even though he may be on the other side of the fence.
During Kenya's last general election, the tensions between opposing parties tragically erupted into violence, and the Prime Minister, Raila Odinga, was faced with a potentially worsening crisis.
If he had just the power in his head, running for the power, he would have refused to reconcile. But because he had been with UPF and learned about how it is important to love, he became a forgiver.
Many people who came out maybe to fight, they thought they were fighting for him. But he said, you don't have to demonstrate like that. Don't take a weapon and hurt your fellow Kenyan. The principles that we've learned here of being one family under God became the major principle that guided us during this particular time.
The UPF helps young people to develop good character through its peace, education, and social action programs around the world.
It's education that's based on cultivating what's best in them, cultivating the goodness of their hearts and their minds and who they are.
It's bringing these strong values back into the family, back into the society.
There is a series of books where you will find the stories that are related to a topic that you want to teach, either values, respect, acceptance.
It's my job, and it's really our job, to raise up a new generation of peace, a new generation of young people that are going to look at the world and say, how can I help?
If we want to have impact, we have to be teamed up, and there has to be a plan, a development plan to build peace.
We need institutions for culture of peace. We need peace education based on universal human values.
You need to create a focus, a sense that there is movement, a leadership developing in the creation of a peaceful world, that it's not haphazard, that we can make it real.
We can collaborate and bring our knowledge together, create something new, create something different, be innovative.
I would like to tell my government that we invite the UPF to our country so that some of these materials that we have here could be explained to our people. Perhaps not even in a building, but in a football stadium.
이제는 각 국가와 종교가 각각 담을 헐 때입니다. 아벨 유엔적 역할을 하게 될 것입니다. 가인적인 기존 유엔의 갱신과 더불어 세계 도처에서 본인이 가르쳐 뛰고 있는 수백만 평화 대사들을 동원하여 하나님 아래 일루한 가족인 1000명을 반드시 완수하고야만 할 것입니다.
I deeply look forward to working with you, the distinguished members of the Global Peace Council, regional chairs, ambassadors for peace, and I hope that I can rely on your wisdom and your experience and your guidance as we move forward to transform this world.